94.3 WYBC, the rhythm of the city. Juan Castillo with you. And of course, you got the workforce. You know, every once in a while, I got to stop the music to talk about some great things that happen in our community. And I happen to, you know, find out about this organization that's doing some wonderful things. Girls for Technology is creates equitable programs that provide ongoing career learning, enabling girls and women to develop the skills needed to succeed in jobs and as entrepreneurs. And I have Sabrina Tucker Barrett, the founder. How you doing today?
Hi, Juan. Thank you for having me. I'm well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell us about yourself. Where did you grow up? Tell me about growing up. Yep.
Yeah, so I grew up in the New London, Waterford, southeastern area of Connecticut. As a young Black African American girl growing up, there were opportunities that I didn't see within my neighborhood. So I decided to create change.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's talk about Girls with Technology. You know, how was that born? Tell me about when did that get into your head and said, okay, you know, I got to do this. Talk to me.
Yeah, so after working in corporate for some time, I decided to go back to school and ended up taking a grant writing course. And it was through that grant writing course, Girls for Technology was born out of. It started off, me writing a grant. It was a mock grant. My mom was kind of like the secretary of this nonprofit organization, and I was going to be facilitating and teaching girls around computers.
That's fantastic. So, okay, so you do the grant. I mean, you know, you go to school, you get that going, and then you decide, okay, you know what? Let me get this going. Tell me about the early beginnings of Girls with Technology. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so after kind of writing this mock grant, the professor's like, "Oh, I think, this sounds like this could possibly be, an actual, non-thriving nonprofit." He's like, "Why don't you, maybe you should pursue it, So I ended up actually launching the nonprofit in 2015, co-founding it with my husband, who had, extensive kind of background, executive director and worked in the nonprofit sector. I had a passion for women and girls. We launched it in 2015, teaching 30 girls at a local library, Harvard Public Library, around coding. And we ended up getting our first grant in 2016 from Harvard Public Schools, and I would say the rest is history. To date, we've served over 3,000 girls and women across the state of Connecticut.
Wow, that is so fantastic. Uh, so tell me exactly about the program and all the services that you offer.
Yeah, so we have three drivers, our three program areas. One is our K through 12 programming, which still focuses on girls in middle school and high school, teaching them around coding, robotics, taking them on HBCU college tours. Then we have our Pipeline 4.0 program, which is workforce development training. That is actually our only program where we incorporate young men. So between the ages of 18 to 29, they go through 10 weeks of, critical instruction, instructor-led courses in the areas of anywhere from IT support, cybersecurity, UX, UI designer, project management. They leave with certification, and then we pipeline them into some of our corporate partners. And our last program that we have is our Building for Equity program, which focuses on women entrepreneurs, women of color across the state of Connecticut who want to take their business, their e-commerce business to the next level. They come through our accelerator program over 6 weeks, and then there's a big pitch competition at the end where they're able to pitch their business for up to $20,000 in cash and prizes.
Wow, that is so awesome. So tell me about that one story. I mean, you don't have to mention the name or anything. Tell me that one story about someone that you have worked with, a young person that you work with, and that really made you realize, okay, you know what? This is the right thing for me to be doing right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it was one girl in particular, and I often talk about her. Her mother really wanted her to come to be a part of Girls for Technology. She was a little hesitant because, when you hear the name Girls for Technology, you think, oh, well, I should be pursuing a degree or a career in technology. She had her eyes set on being a math teacher. So technology was not necessarily something she wanted to pursue. fast forward, she ended up coming to some of our programs. One of our programs was actually to take a group of young middle and high schoolers to Google headquarters in New York, one of their headquarters in New York. And, she was able to meet with executives and women of color that looked just like her. And it was from there that she realized that she wanted to actually pursue a career in computer science. And so she graduated with a bachelor's in computer science. She is now working on her doctorates at UCLA, studying computer science. And not only that, but every year from the time that she went into after enrolling into college, she was able to go back to Google and do internships with them every year. And so just an amazing story how you take a young person's idea of where they think they want to be, but just really magnify that idea. And so I really like telling her story.
You do a lot for young people, and they get a lot out of the program. What do you get out of it?
Yeah, what do I get out of it? I get I get excitement, knowing that I'm changing, girls and women lives across the state of Connecticut, making them realize that, there's so much out there. There's so many careers that are available besides the typical, being a nurse or being a teacher or, being a hairdresser. There's these technical skills that, young people are using, whether it's on their cell phone or they may not even have access to. And so making them realize what their future could look like is what wakes me up every morning to come into the office, to continue on, what Girls for Technology is meant to do.
That's awesome. So now, this takes money. And you're a nonprofit, right?
Yeah.
So you got an event coming up. Let's talk about that event. It's pretty exciting. Yes.
Yes, we do. So we have our annual fundraiser, which is a gala, black tie gala at the Connecticut Convention Center. And I'm really excited this year. We actually have Dr. Mae Jemison, the first African-American woman astronaut that's going to be gracing our stage.
Wow.
We're going to have a live band out of Boston, entertainment, a paddle raise, silent auction items. And it's going to really be just a night of excellence to not only celebrate Girls for Technology, but raise the critical funds that we need to continue the work that we do.
Now, how do folks get in contact with you and to buy tickets and also to find out about the program?
Sure. Yeah. So they can go to our website, girlsfortechnology.org and /gala, girlsfortechnology.org /gala. They can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to purchase tickets, and sponsorship opportunities are still available.
So now I'm going to help you not get in any trouble because you did not mention your husband, right? And he helped you with this. What's his name?
Yes. So Anthony Barret is my husband, and he is the co-founder of Girls for Technology.
That's fantastic. I want to thank you for all the work that you're doing in our community. It's very emotional for me. I raise daughters, and the kind of programs that you have today would have been great for them. They did very well despite that. But I think that what you're doing is something that it's needed across the country. So hopefully your program can not only leave Hartford but also in the state. Have some other programs throughout the state and even in the country. I congratulate you for all the work you're doing.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on your show.
Absolutely. Juan Castillo with you. This is The Workforce. Let's get back to the rhythm of the city. 94.3 WYBC.